Thank you, Minister. Are you seeking the call, member for Fairfax? You have the call.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Well, today is the day that the Labor Party's climate change policy comes into fruition, into legislation. The policy that they took to the Australian people, a policy that included not one but two key targets. The first target was a 43% reduction in emissions by 2030. The second target was a reduction in household power bills by $275. And it was based on this climate policy that the new government came to power, looking the Australian people in the eye, promising them that they would not only reduce emissions more than the former coalition government, but they would reduce power prices more than the coalition government. The coalition government, by the way, that achieved an extraordinary performance on both counts. A coalition government that saw emissions reduce by over 20% on 2005 levels, and a coalition that ensured that power prices came down by 10% over the last term of government. Power prices coming down for both households and businesses. But the Labor Party came to the Australian people and they said to them, we can do better. Not only will we get emissions down further, they promised prices would come down further. Prices would come down further. And as we are here today, with the Labor Party celebrating the Greens Labor legislation, the Albanese government's legislation, we have households throughout this country who are opening up their power bills. And what are they seeing? Higher prices. Prices that are going through the roof. We are talking with businesses right now, and there are probably business owners, there are probably people who have invested their own money into their businesses, listening to this very debate and hearing the celebrations of the Labor Party, despite having told them that they will reduce their power prices, but their power prices are going up. We are talking to businesses today that might have to close their doors because of the power prices, and this Labor government has no solutions, none whatsoever. The only thing they bring in the House by way of this legislation today is a claim of the 43%, something they had already advised the United Nations on. We have the minister himself standing up, who had gone public before showing this bill to the House, saying it was not necessary, saying the bill was not necessary, and yet in it comes. And what we saw through the last month, through the Senate inquiry, was the very concerns that we had raised in this House being confirmed. And that was the department under the minister had done no work on modelling the impact of this bill, especially on rural and regional communities. So any regional rural community, any resident of regional or rural Australia, this government, this minister and his department have not done their homework. And let them scream about the last 9 years. Well, they had 9 years to get this right. 9 years to do some modelling. 9 years for the department, therefore, to have something. But the modelling they claim they've done, and guess what modelling they have done? Modelling that says power prices will come down by $275. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, why is it over the last couple of months that neither the Prime Minister nor the Minister have been able to stand at this dispatch box and confirm $275 are coming off household bills? Why? Because they did not look the Australian people in the eye and tell them the truth of what their plan was. So as power bills go up, It is on them. As businesses close, it is on them. And we know the truth. This 43% legislation was unnecessary, and they're the words of the minister, and he will live by it.
Thank you. Your time's expired.